Hi everybody, I'm Lily Anderson and I'm a sophomore at Pickford High School. This is my persuasive speech as to why Mandarin should be taught in schools alongside Spanish. So, every language in the world is important in itself. I think a great quote from Kato Lam sums that up pretty good, and it says, "We should learn languages because language is the only thing worth knowing, even poorly. Sometimes, though, one language is more useful than another. In this day and age, the language that seems to be and has an extremely high chance of being more important or useful is Mandarin Chinese, rather than Spanish or French, which is usually taught, at least in my school area, the most. Some main points of this are the economy, the number of people who speak it and where, and it'll help you in the job market. We live in a world with a pretty unpredictable future, though I think some people like to try and predict it. But I think David Cameron, who I think was a prime minister or something, I think he kind of maybe prompted a shift towards Mandarin Chinese by saying, when students enter into society, China will be the largest economy in the world. Hence, it is time to shift our focus from French and German to Chinese, having more children learn it. At the current moment in 2022, the leading country with the greatest GDP is the US with $20.89 trillion, but China is a close second with $14.72 trillion. The next with Japan with $5.06 trillion, and then Germany with $3.85 trillion. The only two Spanish-speaking countries who made onto the list of the top 15 are Brazil, which was ranked number 12 with $1.44 trillion, and Spanish ranked number 14 with $1.28 trillion. China is developing more and more, so that means more and more people are going to come across Mandarin at least once in their life. I highly doubt it's only going to be once. As China's economy keeps growing, it's more and more likely to be spoken more. Anyways, some examples of their development are the overall size of the economy, the modernization and the expansion that's been going on, like their energy system, and having quite the leadership role in tech advancements and things along those lines. But on the same note, their economic growth is expected to slow to 3.3% in 2022, according to the OECD. I think it was because of COVID, but I don't really know. They'll rebound, though, to 4.6% in 2023. Meanwhile, the GDP of Spanish-speaking countries such as Brazil, Mexico, and Spain are only expected to grow very little. Plus, on a more random side note, China has a significant amount of our American assets such as farmland, as much as 191,000 acres of American farmland. I think that was before the North Dakota land sale. Now, so many people speak Mandarin Chinese. After all, it's thought to be the language of the future. The language is used commonly in many countries, not just mainland China. It's also used in Taiwan, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, which was ranked 15 on the top countries by GDP. I got that from an article. That's the title. And Tibet. According to Berlitz, another article, which I got some information from, English is actually the most spoken language in the world, with 379 million speakers, 753 non-native speakers. Next being Mandarin Chinese with 918 million native speakers and 199 million non-native speakers. But only if you include the native speakers is it the most spoken. More so, Mandarin Chinese is also the third most spoken language in the US. So, if students learn Mandarin, They will instantly be able to communicate with many, many, many people from all over the world. But next on the list is Hindi, in all having 615 million speakers, and then Spanish with 534 million speakers. Now, being able to communicate with that many people will instantly give you a hand over others when it comes to looking for jobs. Being bilingual already looks good, but being fluent in Mandarin Chinese, it's pretty impressive. Companies all over the world are striving to tap into the Chinese marketplace because, well, China is shaping business, entertainment, and even politics. Plus, there is an increasing demand for bilingual speakers in the job market, as much as 30% increase, according to the LTI, and that's another website that I got some information off of. But beyond increased job opportunities, there's also the point that with learning any language, but especially with Mandarin, because of the fact that they don't use a phonetic alphabet system like English or Spanish speakers do, it works your brain. Better decision making, problem solving, improved communication, and things of that sort will also come out and be used often when you're using it and when you're learning it. Not only that, but if students take Mandarin, they'll be learning history too. It's one of the richest cultures in the world, and the writing system has a very, very long history dating back over 5,000 years. So I guess to close this up, every language is useful, and honestly I think it just depends on the future you want or what you're going for or how this could benefit you, but schools should teach it. That's all.